welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about potty training and giving you my best potty training hacks and tips as I have just trained my third and final child. So I hope you really like these tips. If you do, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. My first hack is to wait until your child is ready to be potty trained and to know the signs when it's time to start. All children are so different, so don't let anybody put pressure on you or say to you, maybe you should think about potty training, because you will see signs when your child is ready. Like they'll start telling you every time that they are going for a wee in their nappy, and then telling you every time they want to be changed. Also taking an interest in you going to the toilet and maybe their siblings going to the toilet, and also being dry after nap times. As I said, I've got 3 children, and one of them I trained when he was just 20 months old versus the other 2 that I trained when they were 2 years and 9 months old. And the children that were nearly 3 got it within just 4 days of trying. They clicked so much quicker, they could communicate better, they could take their underwear on and off a lot easier. So I would definitely wait if you can. My next hack is to get all of the potty training gear that you're going to need before you start, and also to involve your child in the process as much as possible to get them really excited about it and make them feel really special. So you can either go to the shops with your child and let them choose a potty and the underwear that they want, or what I did was actually just go online to Amazon with Jackson and let him choose a potty. We looked at so many different colors, but he chose a green one in the end. And then we also looked at some character pants or underwear, and he chose a few different ones. I think he chose like Mickey Mouse and Peppa Pig. So yeah, we ordered them all together, and then when they arrived, he was really excited about it.
Yeah? I want that one.
Letting your child choose the underwear that they want to wear is a great idea, because if it's a color that they like or a character that they really like, they're more likely to want to wear the underwear. And I would say just get a lot, maybe like 14 pairs, because there might be quite a few accidents. Once you have your potty, it's also worth getting some stickers and maybe a few little sweets to have around as rewards. We also got some step stools so that they could climb up to the big toilet when they're ready, and a toilet insert as well. We also have some travel potties, which are great. This one is called the My Carry Potty. It kind of contains everything. They come in really bright, cute, like colorful designs. And then I also really like this thing. It's called a Toodaloo. You can stick it into your handbag when they are more confident and actually going on the big toilet. And then if you're ever out and about, or especially on holiday, you can just have this with you, and it's really compact, and you can just put it onto the toilet for them. It's also worth getting an antibacterial spray or wipes so that you can clean the potty quickly. And puppy pads are great for splashes as well. You can put a puppy pad underneath the potty and it can catch any mess, or you can also use these to put under your children's sheets to protect their mattress. Another great hack is to introduce the potty really early. Even if your child seems months away from training, it's worth getting a potty and having it in and around the toy area or in your bathroom. Maybe you sit them on it before they get in the bath every night, or you just play with it like what we did, was put some of his toys on the potty, and they would go to the potty and they would kind of use it until Jackson was ready to give it a go himself. As well as introducing the potty early, it's also worth getting a few little potty training books or stories that you can read to your children at bedtime. My kids love talking about wee and poo at the best of times, but these stories were great just to talk about how to use the potty and how aren't they big boys and everyone's so proud of them and accidents are not a big deal. So yeah, I'll link a few of these down below. Definitely make sure that you have some rewards at home so that if your child is successful on the potty, that you can give them something. There are some great reward chart printables that you can get online specifically for the potty, and they work really well. What we do is he gets a sticker for a wee and a sweetie for a number 2. I think definitely steer clear of sugary sweets just for a wee if you can, because if you do give them a sweet every time you wee, I think you'll find that they are sitting on the potty all the time time trying to have a wee. So stickers is enough. Jackson gets super excited about them. I think I should create some kind of printable reward chart for mums so that if you get through a day of potty training, you win yourself a glass of wine at the end of the day. Let me know what you think about that. Another hack that worked great for us is to have an open door policy before your potty training and while you're potty training as well. In this house, people just walk into the toilet whenever they want to anyway, but if you can get your child interested in the fact that maybe their brother or sister is using the toilet and aren't they good, aren't they so clever, you know, get them excited about it. Even when you're going to the toilet, they're bound to follow you in. So maybe just talk them through what you're doing, and now I'm gonna flush, now I'm gonna wash my hands. It feels really silly and some people won't be comfortable with it, but the more you can get them excited about potty training, the better. A hack for when you first start potty training is to stay at home for a day or two. I know this can be really difficult because everyone is so busy, and I found it hard with training my third child, but if you can get help from friends and family with school runs and other things going on, it's worth doing so that your child can be at home and concentrate on using the potty. Get a few little arts and crafts in and some new toys, maybe a couple of puzzles. We got some coloring books, I even got rock painting, and we also made some cupcakes. But while we were at home, I could keep, you know, on top of if he needed the potty, is he holding it, is he showing any signs that he might need to, because once they sit on the potty and get it a few times, it's much easier, but it's just trying to like get that moment in the first couple of days. So yes, I recommend staying home if you can, just for a little bit. Another hack is to be led by your child. All children will train differently. Some will want to go straight to the big toilet, some will like the small potty, or one of my children would only stand to wee because that is what he'd seen his dad do and his brother do. So I would just let him stand over the potty or over the toilet, whichever he preferred. But it's great to give them options. Sometimes I would take Jackson into the toilet and say, okay Jackson, do you want to wee on the small potty or do you want to wee on the big toilet? And then he can make that choice. You don't want them to sit on the big toilet if they're really scared of it. You want to make it a really positive, nice experience. Another hack is to remind your child to tell you when they need the potty rather than nagging them 10,000 times a day saying, do you need a wee, do you need a poo, all the time. That way you're giving them the control and you're reminding them that they actually have to communicate with you. On the first day that we started training Jackson, I would try and get him to sit on the potty every hour or so and try and keep him there for a few minutes with books or singing songs to him just to see if anything would come out. But with Jackson, he didn't have loads of accidents. He actually went the other way. He would hold it for about 3 hours, and sometimes I just knew he needed a wee. So this next hack is a bit weird, but it did actually work for us. On one occasion, I put his hand into warm water and it made him wee, because you know when you put them into the bath and they instantly go, it was that kind of thinking. I was just like, if he could just see that wee is going in the potty and then he's getting rewarded, he will start to get this whole thing. My next hack is to put your child in waterproof shoes while you're potty training if the weather allows. So obviously at home they don't need anything on their feet, but if you go out and about, it's worth having waterproof shoes, because if they do have an accident, you already have to change their pants and their trousers. You don't want to also have to change their socks and their trainers as well. So it's definitely worth getting some little Crocs or some little sliders so that they can wear them. Let's talk about number twos on the potty for a minute. That can be a lot more difficult for your child to get the hang of. It feels very different and it can actually be quite scary for them. So at the moment, my child asks for a nappy whenever they need a number two, and I'm totally fine with that. I'm gonna leave it for a few weeks and then try and get him to sit on the potty and do it again. I think if I can just get him to master going for a wee on the potty, then we can tackle that. But I know some people, and what I've done in the past, is you can make poo time equal screen time. So when they need to do a number two, they can actually sit on the potty and maybe watch their favorite show for 10 minutes, or you know, play their favorite game on an iPad. You can get some toddler friendly games, and then that will just encourage them to stay still and to try it that way. I can't believe I'm talking about this. Once your child is ready for the big toilet, one hack that I did to make sure that the wee went into the toilet is to sit my child on backwards, and then to keep him there for a few minutes, I gave him some whiteboard markers and I let him draw on the toilet lid. This worked so well. I know that we probably shouldn't be letting them draw on stuff because he could easily turn to the wall and draw on that. But if you're right there with him and you're saying, oh, you know, draw a happy face or draw this, it just really kept his interest in the toilet and he didn't get as upset about the fact that he was sitting on this giant toilet. If you have a boy, once they're confident on the toilet and it's time to stand up and have a wee, I have a hack for you to help with their aim. Put some Cheerios or Fruit Loops into the toilet bowl and ask them to aim at the Cheerios, and that will really help with their aim. Another one that I did test out for their aim was to put a few drops of blue food coloring into the toilet bowl and ask them to wee in it, and when they wee in it, it turns green. I tried this and it did work, but I was just really worried that it was gonna turn my toilet blue. So I must admit I used the Cheerio hack a lot more than the blue one, but I thought it was worth sharing with you. Once your child is potty trained, you'll still need pull-ups or nighttime nappies for when they go to bed. Both of my older children wore these until they were about 4 years old, and I just kept putting them in nappies until they just refused or until they're waking up with a dry nappy. But one of my sons, he would refuse to wear his nappy, but he would still need a wee during the night. So we would do something called the lift or the dream wee. So once he would go to bed, when we went to bed at about 11 p.m, we would just pick him up, put him onto the toilet while he was asleep, tell him to have a wee, he would wee, and then we would just carry him back and put him back into his bed. It's crazy how they stay asleep, but it would work, and it meant that he didn't wet the bed. If you do have a child that needs to use the toilet during the night, I thought it was worth showing you this product. It's called a Toy-Light, and what it does is it hooks onto the side of your toilet and it has a sensor on it, so that if your toilet is completely dark at night and someone walks in, just the toilet bowl will light up. You can set it on any color you want to. You can even just have it like flashing rainbow, but it just lights the toilet bowl enough for them to go to the toilet and aim for the toilet as well, without putting the bright overhead lights on. So I wanted to show you that. It's only cheap from Amazon, but it definitely does the trick for one of my children. Right, so that is it for my potty training hacks. I think the main thing is for you to be positive and excited and just super proud of them. If they have an accident, even if it's on your favorite rug or something, try not to show your frustration. Try to just be super calm and just really proud of them that they're growing up and that they're trying. They're gonna take the lead from you, and if you're super excited and positive and treating it as like this special time with mommy, they're gonna love that. So just try and be as happy and as positive as you can be, and get some wine. Yeah, but anyway, I hope you liked my tips. Please put any of yours in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.